Blessed be my spiritualist, and welcome to another episode of Witch Please. It is I, Odin the Seer, and today I wanted to talk about something that has come up quite a bit with a lot of the Witch Please family members and my students, and I really think it's important for me to get this message out there. I have witnessed so many people mistake what they're feeling for something else. And they limit themselves from being able to have wonderful experiences because of the misconception or the misperspective of what exactly that is. Now, this may be a difficult thing for people to understand, but how many times have you been excited about something and you mistake excitement for fear? How many times have you thought you've fallen in love with somebody, but in actuality, all you want to do is help them and support them? How many times have you given of yourself to a point where you had nothing left for yourself because you have held some misguided or convoluted belief that you're not worth something, you're not worthy, when in actuality, you just want a little attention and affection. It happens all the time. I see it all the time. I see people literally breaking themselves down, beating themselves up, holding illusions so deeply. And what they don't understand is that the core of what it is completely different than what they think it is. We need to start understanding our emotions. We need to start looking deeper. This surface crap is not working. It's not supporting you in your own personal evolution. To know thyself is to love thyself. If you're angry and holding a certain hatred towards somebody because of the fact that you're hurt, that they're no longer a part of your life, but yet you're monsterizing them and turning them into a demon in your perspective, when in actuality, it's not hatred, it's not rage, it's not anger, it's not even the illusions that you're holding on to, right? You want them in your life, you miss them. One can destroy you. The other shows you your humanity and shows you your ability and capacity for love. If you are in love with somebody because you want to support them, and that's your only reason for being in love with them, but you have bought into this illusion, and you go and you promise them things that you can never give them because you want to be a support, even if it's at a cost to your own personal health, your mental health, your physical health. Understand your emotions. What are they? What is the root here? What are you exactly dealing with? I went to go see one of my friends perform, and it was the first time that he was ever going to be on stage. Now, I have witnessed him perform out in the city center and all of these things before, and he is a wonderful artist. So, performing in front of people, it doesn't faze him. It doesn't faze him. However, when he was going to be on stage, he misconstrued excitement with fear, to the point where he was contemplating whether or not he wanted to even have that experience. How many times have we given up on something? How many times have we bitten off more than we can chew? How many times have we persecuted ourselves and our fellow man because we hold something? We don't really know what's going on in our emotional selves. So we misidentify it, we run with it, and we create a shitstorm of collateral damage to ourselves and those around us. To know thyself also means to understand the emotions, to acknowledge what's really going on in ourselves. Knowledge is power, and you may find that once you identify what's really going on, you become emancipated from that illusion. And now you really have something to work with. So Loki just asked me a very, very pertinent question. How do we do this? If you're overanalyzing and so on and so forth. Well, if you're overanalyzing, darling, well, there's a problem, okay? Stop being so dang rigid. Self-exploration should be uncomfortable. Hell, at some point in time, it may actually hinge on painful. But the moment you hit into painfulness, you realize that you're holding on to something, okay? You're holding on to either a view or a trauma or whatever it is, darling. Let that shit go. Let it go. Let it go. Understand that fighting it is never going, honey. We know that fight is only going to bring in more fight. It's only going to bring in more conflict. Okay? We don't want that. We don't want that in our reality. Seek. Explore. Understand. Why do I do this? Could it be? Oh, I think I'm right. Or it could be, well, you know what? That doesn't really resonate with me. So I'm just going to keep exploring. We always have to remember that the natural propensity of the human soul, or the soul in general, is to evolve. We have many people in this world who fight it. This has to be like this. Why? Because my religion tells me it has to be like this. Society tells me it has to be like that. My family says that it needs be like this. No, honey. It does not. Find out who you are. Put in the effort. External forces may come in and knock you this way and that. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass and tell you that it won't. However, somebody who is taking the lessons, leaving the trauma and crap behind, and using that force that's going to be there anyways, because it's intended to be there, those who are willing to use that force to actually grow, to explore, to understand, those people will find their path, their own personal blade of grass to the divine. You know, and people say, you know, oh, Odin, will this bring happiness? I pose this to you, my spiritualists. How many of the world's most brilliant minds have struggled? You see, the more you know, the more illusions can't hold to you. Because you see clearly. You know yourself. You know your feelings. You know others. You see the world, the state it's in. But do you find a level of peace? Not the peace that most of you think. Right? It's not this fairy tale land where everything feels like, tickly fingers through your whole body. It's not like that. You understand. You gain a perspective. You understand why things are the way that they are. And you no longer live in conflict with them. You embrace them. You understand. Now Loki asked another question. Right? He said, do you have to believe in yourself? Because you said that the soul has a propensity to evolve. Wouldn't that just be nice and neat? No, you don't have to believe in yourself. Okay? Faith is innate. Okay? So that's its natural propensity. And faith far outweighs belief. You need to use the natural forces of evolution within inside of yourself as your quote-unquote igniting fluid or whatnot to allow you to go down the path you need to go down. You need to understand that there's a natural propensity for evolution. Go with it. Faith has nothing to do with illusion. Okay? Trust is a concept that a lot of people have brought in here to help mess with the mind. If you look at things in a matter-of-fact way, whoa, why am I feeling anxious now? Oh, I'm actually excited about going and doing this. There you go. You figured it out. You understand a little bit more about yourself and how you work. What your personal blade of grass, and when I say blade of grass, I mean your own personal connection to the divine. Everybody, there are more ways to the divine than there are blades of grass on this plane of existence, okay? So when you get to know yourself, when you get to understand yourself and how you work, and you use the natural propensity for evolvement, okay, to draw you, you're going to move somewhere. You're going to continue. You're going to go forward, right? And if you say, oh, I need to trust in myself. I need to trust in myself. If you're doing that, honey, you're paying attention to something that you should not be paying attention to in the first place. Why are you even thinking about that? What's the point of doing that? That right there, that's a distraction, honey. Just toss that aside. All right? What is going on right now? How do I feel about this? Right? Oh, I'm struggling with this. Am I holding on to an illusion? Is what's going on here that's making this uncomfortable for me, is that naturally who I am, or is that an illusion that I'm buying into? What is going on here? What's this emotion? Why am I feeling this? Is it a negative emotion because of the fact that I hold this condition? Is it a negative emotion because I don't understand that it's actually, something beneficial to me? Is it something that's allowing me, that's providing me the opportunity for self-exploration and taking the natural course of enlightenment to propel me forward to where I want to be? Knowing the self, my witches, is not hard, right? We make it hard. We make it hard by trying to put it in a box. Honey, it's fluid, okay? It's inside the box, it's around the box, it's on top of the box, honey, it's going through the box. It is the box, boo. Understand yourself. Don't conform to what somebody tells you you need to do. I'm telling you this right now, honey. You know what I would love to see my spiritualists do? Challenge it. What does it mean to you? Allow my truth to inspire you to seek your own. I've had somebody say to me before, what is the best thing you've ever gotten in your life? I said, when my students leave and don't come back. The person was shocked. They were like, what? And I said, because the moment they do that, I know I have taught them well enough that they have mastered their own connection to the divine. And now they are their own personal being, their own personal power. And they need me no longer. Now, don't get me wrong, I always love and I always try and stay in contact with them. You know what I'm saying? And they do always come back for a little bit of Odin. But the reality is, it is so important to know yourself. And there's no greater blessing to a spiritual guide than to see someone find themselves. And there is no greater gift you can give yourself than to know yourself and bless yourself with the power that comes with a great understanding. Because again, if what you seeketh you can't find within thee, you will never find it without thee. And that is our episode for today, my spiritualists, my witches. If you have not pressed subscribe, you know you need to press subscribe. Join the Witch Please family and do not miss out on a thing. You can follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, as well as Facebook. You can always send me a personal email at witchpleaseofficial@gmail.com, or you can just leave a comment below. Don't forget to press that bell icon so you're notified when a new video comes out, because you know you don't want to miss a thing. I said it before, and I will say it again. It is a pleasure to have you in my worlds. It is an honor to have you in my magic. And you're always in my heart. I will see you again on another episode of Witch Please. I love you, boo-boos. Bye-bye.